Hi, I'm Tracy Bingham, and I'm most known for being an actress on a show called Baywatch, model, host, and all-around entertainment person. I'm originally born and raised Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm the youngest of 7 children, 4 boys, 3 girls, and I've always had a love and appreciation for the business of entertainment. I love the theater, I love musical theater, I love music, I love everything about this business. I took acting classes, and then I got my Screen Actors Guild card, then I got my AFTRA card, and then I started auditioning. I got an agent, and it just happened instantly for me. Instantly when I went to California. I've done a lot of movies as just like an extra. And I really, got myself acclimated to the business, and then I decided to go for it. And then I heard about some weird audition called Baywatch. It was, a bunch of bimbos running up and down the beach, saving lives. And I thought it was a stupid concept, but I thought, okay, it's work. And I heard it was somewhat of a big show. So I went in, and there was, for this audition, there was many thousands and thousands of women auditioning for this particular role. They were looking for a particular type, an ethnic female. So I went in, and then it got down to, from wherever the number was, down to 2,000. Then I got called in it was 12 people it got cut down to. Then it got cut down to 3, and I was one of the 3. I heard that someone else had gotten this role, so I thought, whatever. And I literally, got the phone call that I booked it. So once I found out that I booked Baywatch, my whole career had changed because it was real. And so suddenly it wasn't a show about bimbos. It was, you've made it. You've come out here from Cambridge, Massachusetts. You're in, Beverly Hills, and you auditioned for this, and you got it. My whole life changed. So ever since then, I was working consistently in the business and doing a lot of traveling and meeting a lot of VIP people and just having a great ride in my career. So it was pretty exciting. Here I am from this small town, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I go out to California, and my whole world changed. And it changed completely in every aspect. So it's still to this day, when I think about it and talk about it, it's really exciting.
Interviewing the best talent Boston has to offer. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Welcome, Tracy Bingham. How are you, honey?
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
We are excited.
So,
my
Tracy,
fellow Bostonians.
Right.
Did you park your car in the Harvard yard? I can't even say that anymore. Wait, where am I looking?
Just the camera's right in front of you.
Right
Which one? Where? Hi.
There you go.
Hello. Mwah.
There we
It's like
go.
a lot of cameras around.
Yes, there are a lot of cameras in here, aren't there? It's a little overwhelming when you first walk in. So, Tracy, that interview was done by WAAF a few years back.
Yes, it was.
And that's when Greg Hill was still there.
Yes. Hi, Greg. I love Greg Hill. Greg Hill Foundation.
Yes, now he's on WEEI.
Yes, he is.
Still the same. Well, actually,
the sister.
It's a sister station now, but it didn't used to be. It's kind of weird. Like about a year ago, they had kind of this mad swap of radio stations. So the one thing that was really interesting to me in that video clip, thousands of actresses, that like thousands. People don't understand. That was like the premier show.
Yes.
And not in the United States, in the world.
Everywhere, globally. It's just amazing.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
Well, it totally did blow my mind. It still blows my mind. When I hear the opening credits to, the Baywatch theme song, I still get the chills. I think about the whole process of, the auditioning and, just the excitement about this amazing show that was #1, highest rated show in the history, all over, and the fact that women of color booked this show.
Let's point out, you were the first woman of color to be on that show.
Yes, I was. Yay me.
Show.
Yay color girl.
I know. when did you enter? The 5th season, 6th season?
Oh gosh, I entered I don't even remember what season it was that I entered. I think it was like the fifth or sixth
Fifth or
season.
sixth season.
Yeah.
So it took them that long to realize, hey, black women are beautiful too.
Yes, women of color and men of
Yes.
color. I actually joined the show with Jose Solano, who's the first and only Hispanic male on the show. So it was it was very, honoring, very iconic. And again, still to this day, I'm just so honored that they chose me out of all these women that they were searching for, high and low everywhere.
So how did it kind of begin? Because you gave us a little bit of the backstory, and we saw it in that clip, and where you said, you went to the audition. So that you flew out to just an audition. Did they give you a backstory of what it was? Because it was funny. You kind of started at the beginning of the interview. You were like, yeah, this was going to be kind of an idiotic show, type of thing.
Well, I mean, Baywatch was always amazing to me, but when I first went to Los Angeles, when I was living in Los Angeles when I got this call, I was working as an actress, doing all kinds of television, theater, movies, just everything, doing the whole nine yard. And then I got a phone call from a friend of mine saying, you need to check out the show. And I'm like, he said you'd be perfect for it. And I thought, well, what is it? And he said, oh, it's this show called Baywatch, and everyone's running up and down the beach and hanging out. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like fun. I didn't really know what it was. I knew of Pamela Anderson and Hasselhoff.
Yes.
But then when I got into the audition and I saw that this was real, I was just blown away. And I thought, okay, I'm really gonna pull all the stops and just get this, because this is a game changer. This changed my life, and it was just amazing.
Oh, good. Do you remember what they had you do in the audition? A little bit of everything?
Gosh, what they had me do in the audition was really, I've never had an audition like this before. For Baywatch, it wasn't just, you get your script, you read it, and then you perform it, and then that's it. You wait for your callback. Or you wait for the fact that you didn't get a callback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I kept getting called back. And then each thing that I was getting called back for, one was a swim test. We actually had to be at the swimming pool at 4 a.m.
Wow.
Which I wasn't prepared for, which that's a whole funny story in itself. And
so
then
you actually had to swim?
Oh, we actually had to swim for this role. If you were called back to, I think it was like the final, just a number of, maybe on one handful of girls that were called back, you had to go, and we didn't only have to swim, we had to fit into the red swimsuit. So I was given Pamela's suit.
The famous red swimsuit.
And I didn't think it would fit me, but it fit me. I mean, Pamela is just my women girl crush. She's so beautiful.
That's amazing.
But it fit me, and because I remember I was in the dressing room, I was trying it on before my swim test.
There it is right there, the famous red swimsuit.
It said Pamela Anderson written in there.
Really?
And I almost lost my reading.
You were
reading
like,
part, because I was thought, I'm wearing the iconic Pamela Anderson swimsuit.
There they are, right there, all of them. It's Yasmin Bleeth,
Gina Lee Nolan,
right.
Donna Jericho, Nancy Valen, and myself.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a fun day of photo shoots. There's like a million gazillion people just hanging out in Santa Monica beaches.
That's amazing.
To look at, us, filming. It was such an amazing acceptance into Hollywood for something huge. You go to Hollywood to hope to land something big, and some women don't ever make it. And for me, I'd only been out in Hollywood for maybe a year and a half, and then boom, there it was. So
that is pretty quick for Hollywood. Most people say you have to take like 5 to 10 years to really get established in that city.
Right.
And you did it in a year and a half. That's pretty amazing.
I did. I came out there to get it. I wasn't screwing around. I'm here, Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm a home girl, a Cambridge girl. Went to high school with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Ben Carr from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and Patrick Ewing and Ramil Robinson. And
that's right. Patrick was from this area too.
Yes, Max Casella, who was on Doogie Howser.
Oh yeah.
Wow. The I don't want to say little guy, but
Max's career.
We crawled through the window.
Well, I'm saying Max's career has been resurrected again.
Oh my gosh, Max is amazing.
He's on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes.
And a few other shows now, so good for him.
Yeah, Max and Matt Damon used to break dance.
Really?
I'll tell you a secret about that. They're really good. They used to do like popping and locking.
Speaking of music, that's where I first met you at the Boston Music Awards.
Yes.
You were there with New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
And let's say that was 1990.
Yeah.
In 1991, that relationship you had with New Kids on the Block led to you being in Marky Mark's video Good Vibrations.
Yes.
Was that really your breakout? Was that really your breakout role as an actress?
Actually, I had auditioned for this video. What do they call it? Video house?
Music video?
Music video actress. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I know it's family
Video
family
vixen.
show.
Video vixen.
There
There you go.
Excuse
Right.
me. Sorry.
That's okay.
And this was before Baywatch. Much like I got offered to do Playboy before I got offered Baywatch, and that's a whole other story. But so you know, I thought, okay, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Well, I got this job kind of instantly, maybe because my uncle Dick Scott had something to do with it.
Okay.
He was managing with Maurice Starr.
Oh,
at the time.
right. Okay.
So, as we know, Mark Wahlberg was, kind of the off of the New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, he was the baby.
So, yeah.
And Donnie was actually the member.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Right. So Mark was just tagging along, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, Mark was just tagging.
Yeah.
He's so amazing right now. They're both very successful.
Yes.
But I booked this video, and I don't know if you have clips for this, but you wouldn't even recognize me. I'm just the video girl in there. And
No, we can't show those because of copyright violations.
okay, I understand.
Yeah,
Well, you can
Facebook is
Google it.
very.
You go on Facebook.
Yeah, you go on
Tracy
Facebook.
Bateman,
Actually, go on
Mark
YouTube
Wahlberg.
and find it. There you go.
Yeah. Oh God.
That is
Good
hilarious.
Vibrations, Marky Mark, and the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
I'm still friends with the Funky Bunch too. So I was
I
like,
love the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
I just saw them the other day.
Did you really? Okay,
They're
cool.
all grown and sexy.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
That is
Funky
awesome.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
I
What she
think they
just said.
Yeah, I think Marky Mark should do, and the Funky Bunch should do a what is it, like a
A comeback.
comeback.
Yeah, like a.
or just be
Mark's
back.
still in shape. Actually, all the
Mark,
guys are in shape.
amazing.
Like I said, I saw them too recently, and they still look great.
That
Yes,
and
they
they're
do.
still doing the music stuff, and they've been touring the world too, which is it's great seeing Boston artists like yourselves still doing amazing work.
I agree. You
know?
this is such Beantown, as we call it. It's such
So
a
are
great
you
town.
back in Boston, or where are you living? And how did moving out of Boston happen? Because obviously I love Boston, but for either modeling or media, things like that, people tend to leave. Are you back? Do you still consider this your home?
Well, I
Tell
will,
us a little about that.
Right, Jennifer. I would always consider this it's my home. I'm born and raised in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So, moving out of Boston to become, successful in this business, it was something I needed to do. It was kind of hard leaving because I was so, involved in the amazing community here for entertainment and the arts, performing arts. All the Berklee College music students. Shout out to all my friends and J.L. Lopez. Love you. But there's so much talent here.
Yeah.
And to leave, it was hard. But I thought, I was with Maggie Inc. Were you ever? Do you know?
Yeah,
Maggie.
I did, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
and I was with Maggie when it was. I love you, Casey.
When it was still
Casey.
Maggie.
Yeah, when it was Maggie.
When it was still Maggie running it.
If you couldn't get into Maggie, to get into Maggie, it meant everything.
Everything, yeah.
So and
Still
Casey,
does, by the way.
Yeah, it
Still
does.
Hasn't changed.
It does. And Casey is doing an amazing job. He's just incredible. But it was hard to leave because of friends and all of that. But when I moved, I knew it was the right thing to do for me because I wanted to kind of not go bigger, but I wanted to just expand my horizons
Yeah,
with the business.
that's
And
right.
Boston is amazing. I think we should make Boston the new Hollywood because there's so much here.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, just to plug another show, on December 4th, we've got the head of New England Studios coming in here, and also the president of SAG-AFTRA coming in here
That is
to talk
such good
about the
news.
industry.
Yes.
So, and we're going to talk about the industry specific to New England.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what's going on here and all the good stuff. So you're back in New England now.
Yes, well, I've been back for a little bit. At first, when I decided to come back from California to Boston, it was kind of like on a sad note. The health of my mom wasn't very good. So I'm the youngest of 7, and so I decided it was the right thing to do. I kind of needed a break to come back to, get my groundings, to come back home, to be with, the peeps of Boston. And so I was working here doing, appearances and, autograph signings and doing a few things, but mostly to just kind of reinvent myself. Sometimes in Hollywood, when everything is so great, you need to step back a little bit and then, reinvent yourself. And then when you come back with a bam, that's what I was doing. And I just missed home, and I just wanted to, feel the grounds
back,
from which
yeah.
I came
Of
from.
course.
So you pressed the
everyone wants to
reset
go home
button.
I had to press the reset button because LA's great, but it can be a lot. And if you're living
Well,
in
let's
LA,
talk
you
about
know
the
that.
LA Boston thing. What are some of the things you loved about LA?
some of the things I loved about LA is that, okay, first of all, the weather. If you get the beautiful warm weather
Yes.
year round, the palm trees, the sights, the beaches, the amazing restaurants. Yet all that is the same thing here. But there's just something about the whole California, the West Coast thing, the hot sun, the bikini bodies and the celebrities, and there's just so much that I just really loved about it, just because I needed a break from Boston. So, I met a lot of people there. It's just a really, really exciting place to be, globally. Everyone likes to be in the
I love
sun.
visiting LA, but I don't think I'd really want to live there now. I mean, I think it's actually changed a little since the 90s when you were
Yes.
predominantly there. I
has.
think now it's a little bit rougher. I mean, of course, the taxes are higher, and there's been dry heat and all this other stuff. But I'm not talking about the conditions, but the vibe seems a little different. It seemed more romantic back then. Do you get what I'm saying?
More romantic.
In a sense, like the old Hollywood was still there. I think it's more. It's all about business. The studios are they're just churning out blockbusters. They're not like the independent film companies. They still get some creativity going on. What I'm trying to say is the creative Hollywood that we used to know, I don't think is really there anymore. I think they're all about the bottom line.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Mike and Jennifer, I would agree to that. Even the way people dress. You see all the old Hollywood movies. Cary Grant and
Oh, yeah.
Katharine Hepburn. Just even Marilyn Monroe. You don't see a lot of that swagger so much in LA.
Well, I still like that word, swagger.
Yes,
It
swagger.
was overused for a little while. People overused
We
it for a
love
little
that.
swag and things like it, but now let it come back again in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. The
it has
romanticism
the
is
whole
gone.
romantic thing about the old Hollywood, old school Hollywood look. Yet you
Right.
will see it come back during the award seasons, which we're
Yeah, a
embarking
little
on.
bit. A little bit.
And for like the Oscars. But I just wish people could dress like that
All the time.
all the time,
yeah, so do
everywhere,
we.
like everywhere.
I
think it's so
agree.
sexy when a man can dress up in a suit like that, or a woman in an elegant
The
gown
red
and
carpet.
Love it.
pretty
Hollywood
fascinator.
red carpet.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so with this whole Baywatch, you had said it. This is kind of where you made it. What is some events that you still stick to? Red carpet events, or what are events that you were like, oh my gosh, I'm here, I'm big time. This is it that you remember?
In Boston here?
No, just in your career in general when you first began.
What a great question. There's so much about this business. It's so much. It's so abundant, and it's so incredible. Yet, you do have to take a step back because it's just coming at you. When you're going to California, you have to be ready because if you don't take your opportunity, you're next. There's always another Tracy.
There was
Bingham.
always another.
Yeah. So, you have to seize the moment. What is that, Carpe Diem?
Yes.
And you got to go for it and hold on to it.
Yeah.
But I do love the glam. I
Okay,
do
the glam and
love
everything.
the beauty, and I love the opportunity to sit next to someone beautiful like you here back home, and Mike and everyone else, like you were saying in the room here. I love the opportunity. I love the challenge. I love making a difference. I love, having to force these producers and directors to that you're so believable that they want you, because half the time these producers and directors don't even know what they want,
Yeah,
which is
of
I think
course,
another
yeah.
reason why I may have booked Baywatch, because I went in there the opposite of what the call was. It was no makeup, hair back, tank top, jeans. I went in there completely the opposite. I went in there like the Black Pamela Anderson, and I loved it.
Yeah, speaking of which,
gosh,
okay,
that's
let's
You have
talk
to get
about
clever in Hollywood.
let's talk
Yeah.
about after Baywatch. I mean, I'm assuming that you had a certain persona within the industry. We'll call it eye candy or whatever you want to call it. Were you offered any kind of roles that you thought, oh, I can sink my teeth into this one, or is it all the same? In other words, how do they treat you afterwards?
How is it
Casting
after?
agents.
You're saying
studios-
after Baywatch.
After Baywatch, yeah. What was like? Oh, we have Tracy Bingham would be good for this.
But you also had mentioned, and I'm sorry, you also had mentioned that you had received Playboy before.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
not
talk about
after.
Playboy in a second, but I'm
So-
talking about
Yeah.
acting here. But that's okay.
So-
We'll talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
So
right.
how did that happen? Like,
Yeah.
how like he had mentioned it? Like, did that change, or was that already there before?
You know, to answer the question properly, I believe, you know, okay, now because I'm looking at you, I forgot what
That's
the
okay.
question again. I got thrown
Well,
off.
basically, after
saying
Baywatch was
before-
over.
Sorry. Little, okay, just a lot of excitement going
That's okay.
on. After Baywatch, you know, it's interesting because there's a shift, and it's, you know, you're wanted, and it's like, you know, Tracy, be here, do this. You got to get up for this call time. You got to be on time for this. You've got to remember your dialogue. It's just so much going on, and then once it's shifted, you know, people know you for who you are, and then there's just sort of, well, here's this Baywatch girl. She's no longer on the show. Well, what do we do with her now? So that's kind of like you're back in the bag where you have to kind of get creative again and figure it out. And so that's what I did. So I didn't, you know, when there was, we called it the Baywatch Bloodbath, where a lot of the cast members, I think I was on when it got up to like 14 cast members at one time.
Oh, wow.
But when they were letting people go, and this is, I think, after Pamela had left to do VIP, I had booked another show, which was competing with Pamela's show VIP. And we actually beat out her show for a couple of weeks. And the show was called The Dream Team, and it was with Roger Moore,
Really?
Martin Sheen,
Wow.
Angie Everhart, Jeff Cake, and Ava Helena. And pretty much what it was the Charlie's Angels version. We were
Wow,
undercover
okay.
as we were detectives undercover as supermodels. But it was fun because I got to learn how to do, you know, taekwondo, all kinds of karate, martial arts, and learn how to shoot a real gun, and
Oh, that's
That
exciting.
sounds
lots
like
of
a lot of fun,
stunts.
yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't let the fact that, you know, there's that shift where, okay, you know, I'm at home, you know, eating bonbons, twiddling my thumbs. I thought, I got to get back in there and figure out, I mean, I'm just getting started here. You know, thanks to Baywatch, they opened the doors,
Of
but
course. And then did you keep that Baywatch look theme? And I say this because a lot of the times, once you're known as something, especially obviously Baywatch was so big, did people expect that just from you everywhere? Meaning
Yes.
that character, and you're like, were you ever trying to shift out of it, or were you
That's
like, you
kind
know
of like
what?
what my
This is
question
me.
was, yeah.
right, it was sort of like, you know, the whole sex appeal of Baywatch was sort of, when you're going out for other auditions, it was sort of down the line. It was sort of, well, we want that Tracy Bingham. We want that sexy, my character's name was Jordan Tate on the show, and she was kind of a shy innocent. Well, I'm not shy and innocent anymore. I used to be in real life, but it was depending. Yeah, it depended on what audition you were going out for, depending on how you knew how to prepare for it. For instance, I'd go into an audition where it called for someone who was, you know, older woman, you know, smoking cigarettes, no makeup on, and, you know, just, you know, be really tough. I'd go into the audition looking like a Baywatch babe, and they think, well, this person couldn't
Couldn't
land
do
this
that,
role. Even though I knew I could, I just didn't know what to give the producers and the director. So I kind of had to figure out how I was going to go about booking the roles, because at the end of the day, you have to be believable and you want the role.
That reminds me of a quick story. Halle Berry.
Oh, I love Halle.
She was auditioning for Spike Lee for a movie.
Yes.
And they came in, and the casting agent said, "You're too beautiful for this role." So she went out, and she went completely crazy, got all the makeup off,
Yes.
disheveled herself, went back in, pretending that she was actually a real, like it was a crack whore. That was the role.
Yes.
And they thought she was a real crack whore right off the street.
That's great.
And she goes, "There you go. See, so don't judge a book by its cover."
Exactly.
People, you know?
It's in there. It's in there.
Right.
You know, these producers and directors want what they want. You get your script. You get your, you know, description of the
course.
character, right? And you have to conform to that. And you have to be so good that the second you walk in the door, you've nailed it, and that you are this character, and that you want the role. And believe me, because I can do this.
What are some of the other guest starring roles that you did besides the show there that you just mentioned?
Oh gosh, I did a character on Comedy Central. I was actually playing a guy.
Oh, that's
And there's
You're in
this
drag,
scene where
huh?
a drag. This is way back when, you know, not drag. It was sort of like the whole transgender thing was
Okay.
like, you know, it was always there. But for me, that was the first time I'd played this role. And there's a scene where I had to sort of urinate in a bush. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Because I'm a woman. And
Right.
I've always been a woman. So they had me do this thing where, okay, I don't know if I can talk about this,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
That's okay.
I had
So
a-
in other words, you were a woman playing a guy playing a woman.
Yeah, so I had to right, and so I had to urinate in the bath on the bushes. So I had to turn to the side. They gave me this water bottle, like a baby bottle filled with lemonade, and I had to turn to the side and squeeze it. And I thought, so from the camera angle, it looked like so I'm like, whatever. But again, I played the role. I did it.
Right.
That is awesome. I know you. Hey, you did the job. That's all I matters.
I did the job. It was a job, you know.
Right.
And then I did. I had a lot of roles on. I did 90210. I did Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh, that's
I mean,
awesome.
I've done a lot. I've done pretty much the whole circuit of television shows.
Do you like comedy or drama more?
I'd have to say both. Right
Both.
now, I'm looking
Okay.
for some serious dramatic roles.
Mhm.
But I love comedy. There's a
Yeah,
comedic
you get that.
side
You
in
get that
me.
comic vibe to you.
Yeah, I do.
You like to have a good time. You like to laugh.
I
'Cause,
do.
mean, the minute you came in the door, it's like she was
You're like,
laughing all the way
yes.
for the past hour or so. She's been laughing, which is great.
Yeah.
Like to see people have a good time. So now you're in television. You've had these series, and do you want to talk to your sister there?
I'm sorry, my sister. What are we saying? Oh yeah, okay, no, right. There's what? Surreal Life Fame Games.
Yes,
I've done
reality shows.
Celebrity
That's exactly-
Paranormal Project. I've done Married with Children. I've done. Did I say
So
Fresh Prince
it's
of
funny
Bel-Air?
because-
I've done soap operas. I've done.
There you go.
I love
I've done
that.
game shows. I've done reality shows. I've done Celebrity Big Brother. I've done what is it called? What's it called? Family Feuds. I've done what's the show? My reality show where you do the you eat the animals, the crickets.
yeah.
Fear Factor.
Oh, you did Fear Factor.
I mean, I've done.
Good.
I've
girl.
done.
and
I've done it
you're a
all.
vegan, right?
Yes, I'm a vegan.
How did that work out?
It worked out where I said if I have to eat an animal, I ain't doing it. So.
Well, good. Stick to your guns.
But apparently I didn't have to. I had to be in a little tank where there's water. There's like no bigger than the circumference of myself, where this water fills up from the bottom, and inside of this tank, these rodents and rats and roaches and snakes are being filtered into this water, swimming around my body. Meanwhile, the water's filling up, and that stops with this much space to breathe.
Oh God.
I freaked out, so I
I was going to say, I
hightailed it
think
out of
anybody
there.
would freak out.
Yes, and I was with Ron Jeremy in this tank.
Oh,
and
wow.
he pissed me off. I
different.
love you, Ron Jeremy. He's one of my BFFs. Ron Jeremy is great.
That was in Fear Factor. Weren't you also on
This is
a
in Fear
reality show with him
Factor.
too?
My.
Yeah, I was on the Surreal
Surreal
Life
Life,
Fame Games,
right.
and then they asked me to come back. Mark Cronin, the producer, who is in Mindless Entertainment. And
Actually, I
I'm
remember
sorry,
that.
what is this? Oh yeah, Hell's Kitchen and
I
Girlfriends. I've done the whole
gosh.
circuit of
going
television.
back to the Surreal Life. I remember you were.
I won. I won it.
Very good. And your one of your cast
is
members was
awesome.
Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh my gosh.
That was interesting.
Oh my gosh, I just love Tammy Faye Baker because God rest her soul.
A lot of people don't know who that was, but she was an evangelist's wife.
Yes, Tammy Faye Mesner.
Yes.
There we go. That's the name.
Is it okay
Yeah.
to look at you, or
Yeah,
should I
no,
not?
you're
I'm like,
supposed to.
it's like
That's okay.
there's just
You're like,
beauty
what
all
is
around.
he?
I don't know where to
Aw.
look.
She's like,
Well, if you're looking
sister's
over here,
calling
you're
me a
looking in the
drama
wrong
queen.
direction.
No, you're gorgeous, Mike.
Thank you. So, okay, reality shows, you've done everything as far as this industry is
I've
concerned.
done the circuit.
And then you get the modeling career on the
Yes.
other side. So you were approached by Playboy before Baywatch.
I was approached by
Playboy.
Playboy. Hugh Hefner is amazing man, and he's an amazing kisser. But anyway, God rest his soul
I
too.
love that.
And then when I booked Baywatch, the producer of Baywatch asked me, "Have I ever been offered to do such a magazine?" And I said, "Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did get offered." And then I was told to just kind of hold off a little bit because I think they wanted to develop my characters.
Right.
being
well, that's what I was
sweet
going to
and
tell you.
innocent.
What in this field, sometimes you get amazing opportunities, but sometimes you can't grab it immediately because
Exactly.
of that label. And then you wouldn't get labeled as an actress first; you would get labeled as a Playboy model who made it as an actress, although you might consider yourself an actress before a model.
Right.
So, do you regret that, or were you like, no, this is what I want to do?
Well, I was honored to be considered, beautiful enough to be on Playboy, much less to star in the highest rated show,
Of course.
of television. So it was kind of like a toss-up. But when the producers approached me and said, "We want you to do the show and just hold off on Playboy magazine," of course I said yes.
Oh, yes.
But then sort of towards the end of Baywatch, I went to Playboy. And so I've been a part of the family ever since.
Actually,
So-
I remember the cover with a lot of the members from Baywatch on it, but
Yes.
you were the top. You were right on the top of that
Yes,
cover.
I was honored.
So it was really like you were the centerpiece of that cover that time.
Yeah, it was a fold-out cover with all the Baywatch girls, and of course I was on the cover. Thank God with Pamela. You know, she's my whole. I love her. You know, Baywatch idol. All the girls were gorgeous, but Pamela was just so. It was just so it for me. And then I had done that cover right after I did. I went to Jamaica to shoot a couple of videos for Playboy, just sensual videos, and then I was on other covers from the magazine all over the world. So there's different
That's
covers
amazing.
for different countries.
Yeah, there's one of the
there's
shots
Hef,
right there.
Yes.
There's Hef. How
love
did you
that
take
little
Hef
Hef.
passing away? Pretty tough.
Oh, when Hef passed away, my heart, it was just so sad. I mean, this guy he was such an incredible icon, and he's done so many amazing things for people, for human mankind, he just really got women. He got the business. He knew how to make a person happy. When you would go to those Playboy Mansion parties, oh my goodness, you just never wanted to leave. And he just always made you feel like you were the only one. Like, he can have any woman he wants and, make any woman he wants a star, but he always made you feel like, you were the only one he was concerned about. And so, as you can clearly see in these pictures, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. He was just such a loving guy. And the whole stigma of him being, maybe a naughty guy, look at this gigolo. He wasn't. He was just like your best friend,
That is awesome.
So it was really sad, but I'm honored to say that he thought I was, beautiful enough to grace the covers and the inside of his magazine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
and
now,
I did Playboy Celebrity Pictorial.
Oh.
And it was never a Playmate, which kudos to the Playmates. But I think with Celebrity, you have more creative control,
right,
you have more money.
right,
Of course.
right. Because I
You
mean,
get more money
you're
and
coming
then
from a position of strength, really.
Yeah.
That's the way it is,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing for you because then you, like you said, you can be a little like, can we try this or that, and they'll be much more open to those suggestions, which is great. Otherwise, they have their own.
Sister's laughing
But
at
yes,
me.
I was going to say her sister Jennifer is sitting over there too, and having.
Yes.
So now you're back in Boston, Cambridge specifically, and you're getting ready to start a world tour. We're going to talk about that in a little while. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little break, and before we actually go to the commercials, we're going to run a video of 7 years ago. We were at the Beantown Beauties calendar release, and you met Jessica Graff that night, or she met you, you met her, and you were on Celebrity Big Brother. She was on Big Brother here. Actually, Celebrity Big Brother in the United
UK,
Kingdom.
yes,
right.
it was in London.
So they had that. They had Celebrity Big Brother there long before they had it here.
Yes.
It was like 10 years difference before they. So she ended up on Big Brother and then eventually won The Amazing Race, another reality show, and now she's doing her own thing out in L.A. and Hollywood. So one
Amazing.
generation to the next, and you're all in the business, and it's all beautiful. You're all
Again,
from Boston.
talent.
All from
Yep,
Boston.
That's what I'm saying.
exactly
it's
what I'm saying.
It's Boston. This is the mecca.
There you go.
I'm saying we should do Bostonwood.
There you go. Boston
Right?
Wood. Okay.
And it'll
that
be
could go in a lot of
studio.
different ways. All right, so we're going to look at that video followed by commercials. Then we're going to talk about Tracy's world tour coming right up.
Oh, you know what? Tracy, come here. Tracy, get over here. This is Tracy. Tracy, what do you have to say to some of these new and upcoming models over here?
She's never new and upcoming. She's the thing. She's it. Look at her. She's a hottie. Just work it and go for it.
That's good advice right there. Now, what would you ask Tracy if you had a chance to ask her something?
How do you look so friggin' good? Like, oh my god! We're gonna take it in the bag. I need notes. No notes. You're beautiful. Just do your thing and go for it.
Amazing. Like you can, I can't. I'm speechless.
Good.
Oh, I learned that lesson. Unfortunately, I learned that lesson.
Love you.
There you have it. Performer TV, Tony DeMarco, improvisational. We got to give it to you guys. Keep partying, keep rocking. Tune into performertv.com.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tushy dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world. Told you she's super smart. If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Hey!
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go!
What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Okay, we're back. So
We're back.
Beautiful, cold New England. Well, it's going to be cold in a couple of days.
So it's just snow this
And you're
weekend,
leaving
right?
right before, right?
Yes.
You get to escape the beginning of winter in New England, well, the cold season anyway.
Yes, but I love the snow.
Do you really?
I love the snow ever since I was a child.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know.
Is that one of the pros of Boston then for you?
Yeah,
The
you know,
snow?
you can make those. You know, when you have with the nor'easters, and you can make your igloos and the snow, and you know what I mean. And
the igloos.
Yeah, and then my mom used to put us, you know, the Wonder Bread, the bags all over under your feet with the boots on.
Oh yeah,
that whole thing.
Instant,
That's going
instant
way
snow,
back.
instant rain boots.
I love the snow. I'm not one of those people who I love I don't like the freezing cold, but I love
Right,
I
yeah.
love weather. I love
for me, first snow and that's it. I'm done for the whole season. do you like to ski or any of the winter sports?
Oh yeah, right. I love skiing.
Do you really?
No,
Okay.
I like to ski. I like to wear the snow bunny.
Oh, you like
ski, and that's
you like
have
the
my
fashion
friends
part of it.
A little bit.
No, I'm not the best skier, but
No, you're going to find me by the fire roasting marshmallows. That's all I'm going to be doing. Yeah, that's
My
it
sister's
for
like,
me.
I don't
Hot
ski.
chocolate and marshmallows. I'll be fine.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, you can stay with me at the lodge then.
Yeah,
Everyone else can go
cool.
skiing. See,
The vegan marshmallows.
vegan marshmallows. Oh,
Whole
you,
Foods.
You can't have regular marshmallows.
Well, there's gelatin in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want
right,
me to go
right,
on about
right.
the whole what's in gelatin?
I know.
I mean, really look up what gelatin
Well,
is.
why don't we talk about this? Your nutrition and your beauty tips and secrets. I mean, look at you.
Well, look at you.
Well, not
Thank
me.
you.
No one's going to look at me.
You're
no,
gorgeous.
seriously. All right. Thank you. But I don't know how to react to that because I don't hear that at all.
You know you're gorgeous,
That's okay. Thank
Mike.
you. So, what would you say to somebody saying, okay, you got to take care of yourself. Now, what do you like to do to take care of yourself?
What I like to do to take care of myself, first of all, I love my sleep. I love to get my rest. I know that whole beauty rest thing is sort of, you know, who does that? But I think it really helps when you drink plenty of water, you get your rest. I love my fruits and vegetables. Definitely have to get a good workout in. And stay away from animals. I'm a vegan.
You're heavily involved in PETA too, right?
Yes.
That's your philanthropy side,
yes,
right?
Spokesperson for PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, for those that don't know what it stands for. And it is a real thing. And, you know, it's really something I was into before I got into show business. But when I got on Baywatch and learned that Pamela was into PETA as well, you know, animal rights activism, I just really got into it even more. And so now it just makes sense. And I'm a pet lover, so to me it just made sense to, you know, help support the animal rights. The rights of animals mean something. We all have pets.
Of course.
You don't eat your pet.
Do you have,
some people
what kind
do,
of pets
but-
do you have? Do you have any pets?
I love cats. I'm a cat
Cats?
person.
Okay.
I think I'm a cat woman. I think in my
Cat
past life I
lady?
was a cat.
Your future cat lady, are you?
Yeah, and I think they should have given that role to me for Catwoman for the new Batman Catwoman instead of Zoe Kravitz. Although she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
wait
she
to
is.
see her. She's just amazing. In fact, her dad, Jason Momoa, was on Baywatch.
What, was he
was
really?
in Baywatch Hawaii, I think, in the yellow suits.
Yeah.
He must have been really young back then.
Yeah, it's really young.
He was like a
always in
teenager
shape.
almost, wasn't he?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
all
had a nice short haircut. So now
Yeah,
he's
he
got
filled
the
up pretty
long-
well, didn't he?
Yeah, like The Rock too.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a picture of him recently when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
The Rock, and it was funny.
Funny, yeah.
He was wearing the fanny pack and everything.
Yeah, funny how we changed. I don't know. I posted on my Instagram, Tracy Bingham 1, not a side by side. It was a top on top of Meghan Markle and I. And
I saw that. Yeah.
it was just funny because we look like twins. I mean, she's gorgeous. We have a different look now, but when you're a kid, you kind of have that little goofy look.
Yes, you have a little bit. Of
Yeah, I was very
she,
goofy.
She has an acting background too.
Yes.
Would you have married a prince?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll marry a prince. Meghan, look out, because if Harry's available, no, just kidding. No, all due respect to their Royal Highness.
Her sister goes, she would marry anyone. That is hilarious. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. You know, with the community, with yourself, with, you know, what's going on in the life now.
What's going on in my life now is all these exciting things. I'm so happy, and I'm feeling good that I did take a little bit of a break, because now I'm going back and I will be completely unstoppable. There's so much going on in my life. There's so much more that I want to do, that I'm going to do, that I am doing, and a lot of things in the works. And so I have a real important announcement to make, that I am now doing my world tour. Is this the time to talk about my,
Sure.
my
Absolutely.
big world tour?
Let's talk. There's the first one right there.
Yes.
Now,
That
Sip,
is me.
Paint, Smile World Tour.
Yes.
This now. Let's explain what this is now for the audience.
Well, here we go. It is my world tour for Sip and Paint. It's a Sip and Paint. It's a big party, networking for all, and everyone must come and buy their tickets, where you come in, you have your drinks, you do your sipping, and then you get to paint pictures of me. And then if you do, the tickets are $55, but $75 for a little naughty Sip and Paint, where there's a special surprise for those that do purchase the tickets on another level of sipping and painting, if you will. So we're going to do a world tour. We're going to be starting in Los Angeles. That is this month, November 17th. And then we will be in Hawaii. We will be in Boston at the Harborside Inn. We will be in Australia. We will be in Florence, Italy. We will be, Jen, where else are we going? We're going Chicago. We're going to Germany. We're going, Chicago, absolutely. And New York, Vegas. We're going all around.
So this is, and I don't mean to compare, but this
Texas.
is similar to a regular like paint night, but gone more rated X, more
it's
adult.
We'll say R.
Yeah,
We'll say
it's
R.
adult. They rated R. You know, we are adults. We
Okay.
are. It is night in the nightclub scene. We are sipping. We're not just getting too wild and crazy, but we're doing something artistic, and I love
That's
art.
awesome.
And I am creative. So you know, you buy your ticket, you come in. There's hors d'oeuvres. There's everything is comped. I mean, everything is covered in there. You get your favorite drink. You get your favorite wine. I am a wine lover. We all know that. And then there's me. And then
That's
you have
awesome.
me looking fabulous. And
That is awesome.
so it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited about it to
Yeah,
tour
that sounds
all over
And look, the tour cities are amazing.
Yes,
that
I'm
you did.
excited to see the world. Again.
Was Los Angeles the first choice, or was it just like, okay, we'll just do there first? Or
Los Angeles was the first choice,
yeah.
and then we we're on that coast, so we thought, why not go over to Hawaii? But then also, of course, can't leave out my hometown, Boston. But to get information about these tickets, you can go to my website, www.therealtracybingham.com, or on social media for Instagram, you can do Tracy Bingham 1. You can also go to Tracy Bingham Entertainment. I have an entertainment company, and it's the Tracy's Sexy AF. Sip and Paint World Tour, and I'm so excited about it.
That one's going to be at the Harbor Side Inn.
Music, sexy, naughty, fun, people networking, dancing, music. You can't miss this.
Right.
You've got to check it out and buy your tickets. Buy your tickets.
That's December 12th, so you're going to be back for Christmas then?
Absolutely, and it's
Good.
a perfect way to spend the holidays.
That's amazing.
Well,
that's
it's
not
festive
bad.
and like to celebrate. UK, Spain, South Korea, Dubai.
Actually,
all my fans are. We're going. Please buy your tickets.
I noticed that while you're going to be in Hawaii, you're going to do a little extra too. Let's see that one right here. Look at that.
Yes.
You're going to have a bikini contest.
Yes.
For Siren Swimwear, right?
Yes, Siren Swimwear. They're amazing. You got to go out and get your swimwear from them. But we're going to be doing, I'm doing a paint and sip event there as well in Hawaii. In addition to this amazing bikini contest in Hawaii, you just enter for $25. The winner can win a cash prize of $1,000. And we want to see the hot girls and their hot bikinis and this hot weather with hot people, and it's Hawaii. It's the
While
holidays.
we're freezing in Boston with cold weather and everything else, I can just picture you now sitting there under the palm trees with a pineapple flavored rum drink.
Of course. And I've done a ton of bikini contests in my life.
Yeah.
I used to make a living
Judging
doing bikini.
you were a circuit girl. That's what they call a circuit girl.
Yes, I was a circuit girl bikini contest winner. I made about, I don't know, what is it, like $43,000 in one month.
That is amazing.
From nightclubs around Boston. It was just by applause.
This was in Boston?
Yes, in Boston.
You made $43,000 in 1 month in Boston.
Doing the bikini contest circuit.
Yes.
This I never knew about.
Yeah, and
I know they have the bikini circuits in Miami and Vegas and LA, and I just never knew it was in Boston.
Yeah, I used to sneak out at night, and beforehand I'd make my own bikinis.
Really?
I mean, some of the ways it was based on it.
Okay, now we're in the fashion stuff here.
Yes.
Why have we not seen a fashion line? Tracy Bingham bikinis.
You will see a fashion line. You will be seeing a lot coming from me, a lot of branding, a lot of marketing.
So we got an exclusive here,
Second, what I was saying. So
we
apart from this world tour, do you see yourself shifting anywhere else along those lines? Because not only now you've done television, you've done modeling, and a lot of times these things just naturally connect. You being in the world of fashion, being the glamour world, just connects you to being a stylist. Like I consider you a stylist. You know how to dress yourself.
You're so sweet.
So what do you
brothers.
see? What do you see yourself doing apart from that? Do you want to touch into the fashion industry or anything like that in the future?
Absolutely. I see myself doing it all. A lot of branding, a lot of marketing. I call myself Blartha, as in the Black Martha Stewart. So that's what I call myself. I make my bikinis. I love home decor. I've made, I've done I've done homes, I've done clothing, I've done dresses. My style is, it's pretty different. I can't wait for the world to see it. And I'm so honored to say that I am friends with Michael Costello, who's a celebrity stylist to the likes of like Lady Gaga and Beyonce. So I'm dying to get to work with him again. He's just amazing. And I knew Michael Costello before he was Michael Costello, and I always knew this guy
even
had
better.
talent. Yeah.
Geez, if you were here, I would have loved you if you come to the Boston Fashion Awards.
Yeah, why wasn't? Yeah.
Why wasn't
I didn't consult you beforehand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm here. It may not be for long, but I'm here.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm
you
just
can
saying.
invite me to everything.
Well, yeah,
Because
sure,
I
no
support
problem.
Boston.
Yeah. Well, actually, we have one for the summer. You'd be perfect for.
Yes.
Swim Boston. Swim
course.
Boston.
Yes.
We'll invite you to that next year.
I would love that.
Okay,
I've posted a
2020.
lot of things as well. Yes, I'm there.
You're there. Good.
Anything for you, darling.
Thank you very much.
Now, before anything, I always ask this question because we have a lot of viewers who are kind of getting started. Look up to a lot of you guys here that we bring that have, made it, have been in Hollywood, are in Hollywood, and come from right here. Now, how did everything start? Did you know you wanted to do this when you were younger? You know, going way back when you were little. How was this? Because we have a lot of viewers that are like, hey, I'll never make it, or I don't know what to do, or this is not. Or did this come in the older years? When did this dream of yours kind of pick up?
Great question. I've always wanted to be a part of the entertainment business since I was out of the womb, I would say. And my mom had seven children. I'm the youngest of 7.
And now, out of all of them, are you the only actress or in this field, or are they all part of this media and communications field?
Well, out of all of my siblings, I am the only one who's, gotten involved into the entertainment. My sister, when you get to know her, Jennifer, she's a ham. I swear she should be. She's looking at me like I'm crazy, but you know, those that know my sister Jenna know what I'm talking about. But I was the one. I was the baby of the family. I'm the baby of the family, and so I used to do sing in the church choir. Not much of a singer, but I can fake it. I've done commercials, I've done theater, and I used to watch.
And then where did you start it all? Did it start? Did you take classes? Did you take courses?
I took classes, and I learned and I studied the craft. I think my advice to anyone who's interested in getting involved in this business, you have to be serious, and you have to learn the tools of the trade, and you got to go for it. You've got to be strong. You've got to believe in yourself. Never take no for an answer, and you get on your marks and you nail them, and you keep pushing. A dream is something that you want to achieve, so you never give up on it. It's a feeling. It's something in your gut that you won't rest until you see it through, and that's just exactly what I did.
I'm going to open up some of the questions right here. We got a question right here.
Questions! Yay!
Yeah, from online. What was more challenging, being an actress or reality TV personality? I'm going to add one more to that. Or a model. What's more challenging, with an actress, reality TV personality, or a model? What's more challenging?
I would say what's more challenging from being an actress, or being a model, or being a reality TV star is, I definitely think for me it would be modeling. I mean, you can't really help your height. And when I started getting into modeling, you had to be like 5'10", and you had to be super, super skinny.
Yeah, for runway.
And long.
Yeah.
And long. And yeah. I'm not. I mean, I have a bikini body. I have boobs. I have butt.
Glamour model. That's what they call a glamour model these days.
Yeah. I'm knock-kneed. My sister says I'm not knock-kneed. Am I knock? Okay. Oh, and non-knock-kneed.
Sisters will be sisters.
Yeah. So I was told, you can't do this. You can't do catwalk because you're too short.
Much. It ends up being a little bit too much. I feel like that's what people think about, and you're like, what? Like, a lot of people go, oh, you're perfect. You're like, yeah, but I don't fit into this box.
Exactly.
And I think with modeling, and I completely understand, it's the box, because a lot of people, a little bit of the background, like, they tell you this is what we're looking for, and if you don't fit into this, goodbye. Where
exactly.
I feel like with acting, you were able to adapt a little bit.
Exactly. You can be more of yourself. It's more accepted. You're a mound of clay. You're being molded. You can mold yourself. Which is where my niche was. I was told you're too short, you can't model, but bikini models, there's no height requirement. No. You just have to have a good fit body. And then as far as reality TV show, well, that's the easy part for me, because you can really shine your personality. You can, yes. And I think the more you shine of your personality, the more funnier it is, or the more dramatic it is, and that's what we watch television for.
Right? But yeah, you definitely have that.
I want to see you at your finest.
Yes, you have that. Like, this is me, folks. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Right.
And I've learned to just, take it or leave it. I'm like, hey, you love me or you don't love me, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's something you have to face when you're in the public eye, right?
Exactly.
You have to accept that some people are not going to like you, some people are going to love you.
Right, and so
that's it.
Exactly.
You can't worry about the people that don't like you.
Exactly, and so my motto is, you can either get on my train or get off my train, but it ain't stopping, so you choose.
Chuck Lorre had a very famous TV producer when he was doing 2.5 Men. There was the last show of the series, and somebody told him once, half the people are going to love you, half of the people are going to hate you. He walked out, the crowd was cheering. He goes, there's half the people. The ones that were in the room were the half the people that loved him.
Love it.
You see? So you
I
just
think
stick
that's
around the
amazing.
people. Yeah, you stick around the people that love you and just forget about the ones that don't.
I agree. And
All
just
right?
never give up, especially in
That's
Hollywood.
right.
There's going to be so many no's, right? You know,
Oh, yeah.
and then you get that one yes, and you're just like, yes, I did it. So suddenly all those no's doesn't mean anything because
They're
you're
just wiped away from your memory,
exactly.
Because you get to celebrate the victories in your life. That's because when you go back, like when you think reminisce, most people like to think the positive things that happened to them. The negative is just like it kind of disappears, unless it was extremely negative. But they like to look at things from a positive perspective.
And honestly,
Exactly.
I think when it comes down to it, a lot of the times you think you want to do something because that's what it is. Where it's like with Runway, of course, like I never made the height requirement for Runway. And then finally I got booked because the designer, was like, hey, no, she's my model.
You
Doesn't
were
matter
the
the height.
perfect, exactly
And
what they were looking for.
I hated Runway. It wasn't like, and I was like, wow, I fought all this time and this is not
Exactly.
for me. So I think definitely stick to that. So
Exactly.
for people out there, where can they find you? What, anyone, what's your
Social
social media?
Yeah.
What's your website so that people can find you?
Okay, to find myself, to find me, Tracy Bingham, you can go to my website at, I have to do the www.therealtracybingham.com. You can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Tracy Bingham, Instagram, Tracy Bingham 1, like numerical 1, and on Twitter, it's Tracy Bingham, and on Snapchat as well. You can also find me on Tracy Bingham Entertainment on Instagram. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
And
I'm
don't
here
forget,
to stay
folks,
and come to my SIP and
there you
paint
go.
events.
Sip, Paint, and
Check
Smile
the venues,
World
buy your
Tour.
tickets, and go. We will have a blast. Lots
Absolutely.
of goodies and excitement going on. I'm so excited.
There you go. Tracy, thank you very much for
Thank
dropping
you so
by.
much.
It was a
Mwah.
pleasure. You really brightened up the room here.
Yes.
And I can't wait for you to come back from your world tour and maybe grace one of our shows again in the future.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm giving out some free passes
Oh, really?
for my sit and paint.
There you go. Folks, pay
For everyone
attention.
in the room.
Oh.
Radio and television.
Oh, boy. There we go. Crazy. Thank you very much for coming. Next week, folks, the Boston Fashion Awards winners, and stay warm. everyone.
Yes. Thank
Good night.
you so much. Good night.
Mwah. Love you.